Okay, so. I think we're live on YouTube, and I'm going to be okay. So, welcome to the tarot interpretations by Ali. My website is psychically.net, and you can also contact me on psychically1to1@gmail.com.
Okay. So I think we're
hold
live
on.
on YouTube, and
We've got.
I'm going to be. Okay, so welcome to.
Where do I get that from?
The tarot.
Oh, that's it. I've turned the volume off. You can tell I'm a novice at this, can't you? So yeah, it's like I need a technical person to help me with these things. So anyway, yeah, so we're going to be doing that. So what I'm going to be doing is reviewing the Cosmic Deck by Norbert Loesch. Okay, the Cosmic Deck. Now they're what I call a brilliant first deck, because that a lot of the hard work is done for you. Their illustrations are very easy to be able to follow a story, because you need to be able to follow a story throughout the cups. Cups is love, through Pentacles, which is to do with money, through the Wands, which is to do with desire, and through the Swords, which is to do with thoughts and ideas. Okay, so the story has to flow. So whenever you're picking a deck of tarot cards, make sure that you pick a deck that has an illustration on each card. The other reason why I like the Cosmic Deck is because when you get to the personality cards, which you have 4 in each section, you will have, you've got to then work out which ones are your air signs, which ones are your fire signs, which are your earth signs, which are your water signs. And with the other decks, a lot of them don't have it set in place already. So you then have to try and guess. Okay, you have to guess which one you feel is your Arian, which one is your Pisces, which one is your Scorpio. Okay, so like I said, they're the easiest deck to learn from, I believe, in my opinion. So I've been working with the tarot for over 30 years now, and teaching for about 28. I do all sorts of different workshops. I do lots of, I often come onto Facebook on Psychic Ali 1-to-1 page, and on my Alison James one, and I do lots of free kind of readings and things like that. So I've been known to do that. So please feel free to come and like the page. I like to give back. I try and keep my workshops very affordable, because I believe, let's get to, or there are concessions as well, if anybody is wanting to go to these workshops but feels that they don't have the financial backing to do them. So please contact me. I am definitely, I've been in that boat where you really itching to learn, but you haven't got the financial facilities. And who would need it more? Somebody who's got the money to invest in their future, or somebody who needs to change their life but doesn't have the finances to do it. So anyway, that's kind of me. So I'm just going to go through the basics of the tarot. Okay, so this video is going to be about the swords. Okay, and then we'll go onto another video, and we'll do the I've done the other, well, we're going to do the major arcana on the next video, but I've already done the cups, I've done the pentacles and the wands, and now we're doing the swords. Okay, so what I would like to do is to review lots of different tarot decks. So if anybody has got a deck out there that they would like me to look at, please let me know, and I will do my best. Okay, I'll do my best to review that one. Okay, so a normal deck of tarot cards has 78 cards in it. There are some decks that have 82. And that is the Tower of Dreams by Kyra Marchetti. That has an extra 4 cards, which is the Palace Beach suit. But I will be reviewing that deck at another time. So this is the 78 cards are then split into two sections. Those two sections are the 22 major arcana cards and the 56 minor arcana. Now then the minor arcana deck is then split into 4 sections, which is very similar to playing cards. The major arcana are the major events in your life. The minor arcana are the minor events in your life. So just like a deck of playing cards, the 4 sections have different kind of energies to them. So you have cups with tarot. Cups, which are linked to hearts, linking to playing cards. And the cups is to do with love, emotions, love, you know, any sorts of love. That could be to do with family, friendships, love of the self. You know, that's what the connection is. The element is water. And then you have, or they're sometimes also known as bowls or chalices. You've then got the pentacles. Pentacles is linked with money, finances. They're also called coins in some decks. Now these are linked in the playing cards as diamonds, okay? So for obvious reasons, diamonds and money, okay? So that is, and the element is earth, okay? So linked with earth. And then you have the wands, which is to do with fire, desire, things that you desire, things that you want very much. And this is linked with, they're also called batons sometimes, okay? And or staffs, some of them are staffs. And these are linked in the playing cards as clubs. So hence the wand is like a club. And then you have the swords, sorry, and that is linked with fire. And then you have the swords, which is linked with air signs, air, and that is to do with your thoughts, your ideas, you know, inspiration, that sort of thing. And that is also in playing cards known as the spades. Okay, so so today we're going to be going through the swords, which is to do with air and ideas. Now on their own, they're not going to mean very much because you have to have an idea about something. Okay, now with earth, element, it's about money, finances, things like that. With cups, it's linked with emotions and family and things. Now, what that is you've got, you know, an idea is nothing unless it's got a link to something. So you can usually only do these with the other cards. Okay, so like I said, these are the harder ones to learn. Okay, the swords and the wands. But they're obviously not impossible. And I do like to repeat so that they it kind of sinks in more when you repeat or you make you know, make things fun. Okay, so we're going to go into each card and then you can see what I mean. So like normal playing cards, you've got the ace to the 10, and the ace to the 10 have to be telling a story about ideas, about thoughts, inspiration. You then have your 4 court cards. Now with playing cards you have Jack, Queen, King, but with tarot you have 4, okay, which is the princess or the page, then you've got knight or the prince, queen and king. Okay, so there's obviously, then when you get to the birth signs, you've only got 3 birth signs linked to the element of water. Okay, so if it's cups, an element of earth, an element of wands, just I mean an element of fire and air. So you've got those, just the 3. So there's always one odd one out, and I'll explain later on why that is and what you can do about that. Okay, so so this is what we're doing now. So this is the idea moment. Okay, so the Ace of Swords is that ping moment that you can say, oh my God, that's a brilliant idea. usually comes when you're at the inconvenient moments, okay, usually in the bathroom, because it's connected around water, okay, so it's like a conductor, isn't it, of energy. So always have a pen and paper, that's what I always say around. So yes, the idea, that ping moment, that it's like a light bulb going off in your mind. It's like, oh, that's a brilliant idea. Now, if that idea is a good idea, it then turns into a wand moment. Just what I mean? So it's like, oh, that's a good idea, and then it's gone again. It's a good idea, it's gone again. But with the wands, it then turns into something. Okay, you then make it a reality. You make it come into existence with a bit of fire. Okay, so it starts off with an air, which is a thought, an idea. Then it goes into the fire, which is desire. I'm going to make this happen. And then it turns into either a cup energy or an emotion or a financial energy. Okay, so ace is the beginning of. All aces are the beginning of that particular suit. Okay, so then when you've had that brilliant idea, the worst thing that you could possibly do is to tell it to someone else straight away, okay, without giving it time to manifest in your mind, okay, because it's at the raw stages. People might take, you know, they might pick holes in it. They might, you know, they might be thinking about, you know, all the ways in which that wouldn't work. Whereas you could probably have that conversation in your own time, in your own space, and you could then fine tune your idea to actually come into a different, you know, a different way around the idea, you know. But if you speak about it too quickly, you've lost the rhythm. Okay, so sometimes you need to think it over yourself, you know, take time out. So this is what this card means. The Two of Swords means thinking it through, thinking an idea through, taking yourself away and giving your mind the chance to to make some solid, you know, choices and decisions. Okay, I'm trying to get this focused for you. There you go. I think she's got a little dog sitting by her side. Okay, so it looks a bit sad, but it's not really. It's just where she's basically, she or he, because obviously we don't know which person it is having, you know, that they're talking about within the reading. So yeah, this is the idea moment. It can also mean you're not talking to somebody or not able to talk to somebody who you would normally talk to. Now we all have somebody who, you know, we can talk we can talk about our ideas and they don't judge us. You know, they don't, you know, try and dampen down our vision. You know, you can talk kind of at them rather than to them. So, you know, it's you know, and they allow you to be inspired and to be excited about, you know, the possibilities of, you know, this new adventure that you've got your eye on. Okay, so now we're going to go into the card that says stop talking about it and do it. It's the most sarcastic card of the deck, and it just says, you know, when we say I'm gonna and I'm gonna, but then you never do it. So this is saying stop talking about it, get on with it, do it, go to the heart of the matter and deal with whatever you say that you're going to deal with. Just deal with it. Okay, so it's like, you know, a very, very sarcastic, very poignant card. In a lot of the cards, it's very gruesome because it literally is swords going in a heart. Now, on one of my workshops, somebody pointed out, why swords? Because they can be quite violent looking. And I will tell you that the reason why they've got swords, in my opinion, is because they're double-edged, and because swords could be a weapon, but they can also be a statement. Does that make sense? A warning. Okay, so it's like it's double-edged. So this is the most sarcastic card, and it's literally telling you what you have to do. It's like, it's time, do it. Yeah. So then you get to the 4, which is, so you've done it. Okay, you've got to the 4. You followed what it is that your gut feeling told you to do. You've done it. And now it's that quiet time where you're waiting for the reaction of other people, or you're waiting for the backlash, or you're waiting for somebody to say that you've done it wrong, or what did you do that for? Okay, so it's ready. I'm ready to stand up for myself, but I don't know if I want to, really. Do I have to stand up for myself? Can I just sit here and say that I'm ready? I'm ready to fight if I have to. You can see here. Okay, the swords are here, and they're sitting round, and it's like they're prepared, but they don't want to. They don't really. They can't be asked. You know, they're sitting there quite content. All right. So that's what I see with the 4 of Swords. So with the 5, so after you've kind of had your, words exchanged to somebody, you've given them a piece of your mind, or, you've decided that, you needed to stand up for somebody, or stand up for your rights, or whatever you've done, you then have to set up some boundaries so that the miscommunication can't happen again. Okay. Or you've just made friends back with a friend, and that friend doesn't really want to upset you again, but there is a strong possibility that they might, unless you kind of put some of those guidelines down. So this is basically what this one is. It's like, these are my boundaries. Okay, this is my boundaries here, all the swords, and this is what I'm safe in here. Okay, this is what I'm happy with, this is what I'm not happy with, just so that you know that this is my deadline, this is the crux of it. Okay, try not to overstep the mark. All right, so you can see there, this is the the boundaries one. Okay, so that's kind of what we all do, don't we, when we've had a disagreement or an argument. Okay, so the 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords, you can see that he's looking ahead. He's clearly looking ahead. This is very similar to the 4 of Wands. I will show you the 4 of Wands card, and you will see very, very similar. Okay, it's even got a little bit of the pyramid, I think, in there. So the 4 of Wands is being very certain about your ambitions and going forward with it. Okay, your plans. And so if you imagine that swords are then thoughts and ideas, it's like, I'm going to push on through with my ideas and my thoughts. I'm not going to look back. Okay, it's looking ahead. So my mum is also a reader, Patricia Walsh, bless her, my mama. And when she does her readings, she likes to hold your hands and build up the energy before the reading. And when this card comes up, she always sings, I can see clearly now the rain has gone. And she starts singing, bless her, but she's got a song for everything, my mum, and I love her dearly. But I love the theatrics of it. But this is basically what it means. It means that you can see clearly. You can see, there's hope. He's looking into the sun. He's looking into the future, and everything's very positive. And it's like the storm is behind. Everything is positive now. And then you've got the 7 of Swords. Okay, so the 7 of Swords is the safety blanket card. Okay, so this safety blanket says that I am, I've got to wrap myself up. I've got to be careful. I've got to make sure I'm okay, or make sure that everything is being done that can be done. So it's about protection. It's about not trusting everybody just because. Okay, and unfortunately, this is life. We don't want to be like that, but sometimes we have to be like that, don't we? It's if like an elderly lady sitting in front of you, you can't say, oh God, protect yourself, and be overly dramatic about it. But you still got to give the message. So my advice would be to say, you know, at this particular stage, are you being a little bit too trusting, like leaving your purse on the top of your handbag while you're going shopping? Or, you know, do you leave money out on the side and then strangers come in? And, you know, are you being too trusting? Could there be a little way that you can just be a little bit more careful regarding yourself? Okay, making sure your doors and windows are locked before you go to bed, that kind of thing. So this is the safety card. Okay, safety card. It's also the card, I mean, we don't really have a health card as such, because you're not supposed to be reading anything about health or serious illness or anything like that, or worse, definitely not even worse. But if there was a look after yourself card, then this would be it. Okay. Okay, so then you have this, basically the Eight of Swords, which says, I'm treading carefully on ground. I'm tippy-toeing around, you know, some, it's like your feelings. You've got one person who's walking away and another person who's thinking, I don't know if I actually want to tap them on the shoulder and say, hey, can we sort it out? Maybe this is for the best. Maybe we are, I mean, this is going on a lot at the moment in life, you know, where we go through what's called a shedding stage in our life. So as we become more evolved on our journey, our spiritual journey or emotional journey, and other people behind, you know, they don't get it. They think that you know, you've changed, and it's like, well, yeah, might have done, but you haven't. You've kind of stayed exactly the same and not evolved or learned anything, or, you know, so it's like sometimes that you pull apart from people, and that's a natural process, and we shouldn't feel sad about that, because later on it can be that the two of you come back together, and which is the Nine of Cups, by the way, if you wanted to look into it. But so it's a later date when you can then see eye to eye and understand things. This is walking on thin ice around a certain person and not knowing how to communicate. Communication lines are down, you can see, okay, with that card. So then you have the nine, which is, if you imagine swords are thoughts, okay? So swords are thoughts. So all these people are telling you what to do, how to do it, how to react, what you need, what you don't need. You know, everything is coming at you, and you're either shutting your ears off. I don't want to listen, la 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 la, don't want to know. Or someone else around you is shutting their ears off to you. Or these kind of ideas sometimes are shooting on past, so totally irrelevant. Some are actually solving a problem or solving something, but either way, there is an avalanche of information coming at you that you're not ready to hear, or maybe someone else around you isn't ready to hear. Okay, but looks very violent, but that's basically it. But not as violent as this card looks. So then here you've got speaking out. Okay, so you know he's in a straight jacket there. You can see kind of his arms are tied, and you know, and it's like, right, that's it. I'm going to tell you what I think now. I've taken enough from everybody else, and this is my opinion. And you can see it kind of coming out of his mouth and or hers, and it's like, I'm going to tell you now. Okay, so this is sometimes having your say without a filter. And there's times that this is okay, and times that you think, I wish I hadn't have said that. But you know, we all have those moments, and this is one of those. It's where you've taken enough from everything else, and it's like, right, I'm going to tell you what I think. Okay, so there's your 1 to 10, ace to 10. Okay, so now you have got the court cards. So these are the court cards, and once again, they are done for you, okay, which I love about the cosmic deck. Okay, they're all done for you. Okay, so let's do that. So you can see. All right, so these are the court cards. Now, what I've said to you as well is, just do that, is you have 4, okay? So one of them doesn't have a birth sign linked to them. So because these are air, swords is to do with air, this would be all the air signs. So air signs are Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. This one will always be the raw energy of the suit. So swords are thoughts, ideas, inspiration. This is Miss Perfectionist. This is somebody who wants everything to be just perfect. There is no excuses. You should look immaculate. You should do this. You should do that. That's how it is. So they want everything done a certain way. So she's kind of like a little bit of an OCD person. Everything's got to be in its place and organized. Okay, so that is your princess or your page. Okay, it's the raw energy. Like I said, with all the other videos, that doesn't have to be that it's a young person, because we can all have an immature nature at times. So this could be just that. So then if you've got any other deck other than the cosmic, you would then have to really work out which one is which. Okay, which one's your Aquarius, which one's your Gemini, and which one's your Libra. Now, this is what I just love. So here you've got the Libra sign there. Okay, that's the Libra sign. With the Gemini, you've got the Gemini sign there. It's like numerological number 2. And then here you have the Aquarius sign there. Like so, it's already done. All right, so let's have a look and into the personalities. So you need to look at the 3, look at your sun, moon, and rising signs, so that you can have the in-depth knowledge of who you are really. Okay, so you're not just your birth sign. Okay, so how to find out is to go into your search engine and put in what is my sun, moon, and rising, and then it will go into you have to put your location, the date, and the time of your birth, and it will then give you your sun, moon, and rising. Mine is Pisces, Sagittarius, and Libra. And my love of my life is Greg Prescott, and he is Libra, which is he's a triple Libra. So so find out what yours is, and so that you can see the blend of the 3 together. Okay, so a typical Aquarius character. Now you can see the book here. Okay, now the book illustrates that they like to learn. They like to find out things. They like to go into it and analyze. They are a pretty quirky sort of person, a little bit eccentric at times. They don't like being the same as everybody else. They've got this kind of, they're like a leader in their own image. You know, they know their own identity. Okay, they're also quite funny and sarcastic, but in a nice way. Okay, but that's an Aquarian. You then have Gemini. Geminis get a really hard time, and I feel for Gemini characters. Now, Geminis are very similar in nature to Pisces. Now, remember Pisces they've got changeable, just I mean with their personality, changeable. Also has Geminis. Gemini's got 2 different personalities in one. Now, you know, a lot of the time they're complete polarity. You know, so when you get to know, you know, sorry, when you meet them, first of all, they might be very quiet. They might not literally, you know, say too much. But when you get to know them, you find out that they've got this whole vibrancy, and that they are, you know, very funny and very knowledgeable and not shy at all. Or you can have the opposite, like some comedians are Geminis, where they are on stage, they're the most extrovert, funny person, but in their quiet life, they're quite depressive. So yeah, you've got the different polarities. But they don't have to be good and bad. Everybody thinks that Gemini's got a good side and a bad side. No, it's just different personalities. So yeah, that's your Gemini. And you can see with the sword there, just to mean she's raised up. Now, in your deck of cards, you will always have certain cards that tell you something else as well as what the actual card means. So for me, you've got the Gemini. So ignore the fact that that's a Gemini, but this particular card, so we're going to ignore that we've seen this. Now, I want you to look into that lady's eyes, and I want you to tell me if they're not up to no good. This is my kind of like cunning person. They're cunning. This isn't Gemini. This is just this particular illustration. Okay. So this card has two meanings for me. They have the Gemini meaning, and then they have this other meaning. So sometimes I see them as one way, and sometimes when this card is picked, I see it as another. So this somebody has a sharp tongue. They can say things in a very kind of damning way. Sometimes they can be very outspoken and very cutting with what they say. Hence the sword up, cutting. Okay. So that's just, you will see certain cards. The other card that I see differences in is my Pentacle, my Queen of Pentacles. So my Queen of Pentacles, I see that as rerouting or moving, because it's like, you know, the this here is like you can uproot that. Does that make sense? And move it. Okay. And Virgos can also be quite visionary and see into the future. So I've often seen that type of energy. I've often seen, okay, when I'm doing readings. Okay, so there you go. That's not, I'm going to make it clear, I'm not saying that about Geminis, I'm saying that about this particular vision. Okay, so then you have the Libran. Okay, so the Libra energy, they like everything to be right. Okay, so they're constantly weighing things up to make sure that it's all going to be fine. Okay, they're looking for the balance in their life. They're looking for the weighing up of the pros and the cons. Okay, so on important decisions, they, you know, have to weigh things up. They have to look at your side, their side, look at the facts, look at all of this. They are good researchers. But to ask them if they want a tea or a coffee, they couldn't tell you. Does that make sense? It's like they are looking for depth. Does that make sense? All the time? Okay, so that's your typical Libra. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that little tutorial for the Cosmic Deck by Norbert Loesch, and I'm going to be doing the Major Arcana, and please look out for the other videos on Cosmic Cups, Cosmic Pentacles, Cosmic Wands, and look out for the future one, which is going to be the Cosmic Major Arcana. I'm also going to be reviewing other decks like the Mythic deck and Tarot of Dreams, the Rider-Waite, and quite a lot of the others. Okay. So anyway, if you've got a deck of cards that you would like me to look into and give you my opinion about them, please let me know. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there, and I hope you have a good day or evening or morning, whichever it is in the world where you are. Okay, take care. Bye.